Do you hear us?
Yeah. What happened?
The temple triggered a bleeding effect. You collapsed and entered into a fugue state.
So naturally, you dropped me into the Animus instead of, I don't know, making sure I was okay?
You weren't in any danger. Besides, the temple appeared to be communicating with you, and I didn't want to risk severing the connection. At least not until we knew what it wanted.
Right. Of course.
Son,
No, it's fine. I get it. And I know what I'm looking for, by the way. It's a key. Just no idea where it is, though. Guess that's why she triggered the bleeding effect.
She?
Juno, Dad. She's talking to me.
Okay, Desmond. While you were, visiting Constantinople, we picked up a software update for the Animus. I'd like to run a couple of quick tests, make sure there aren't any major issues.
All right. What do you need me to do?
We'll start simple. Walk to the marker over there. Okay, Desmond. Let's practice climbing on these objects. That's a constraint. These are optional objectives that raise your synchronization rate. All right, Desmond. Follow the on-screen instructions and kill the 2 Templars. All you have to do here is jump the gap. Synchronization levels look good now. We should be able to build the world. Time to find out what the temple wants from you.
Yes, fine. I'm just preoccupied, that's all.
Don't forget your invitation. Master Birch will be meeting you inside.
Thank you.
Where shall I retrieve you once you're done?
Front of the Opera House. And be quick about it. Don't expect to be here long.
I'll bring her round at once.
Invitation, please. Shall I take your coat, sir?
Oh, mate, not that red couch. Like a scalp of earth, that face. And her sister's there forever.
Good evening, sir. This way, please.
apologies.
He'll walk the fields till the epitome of sense graces him.
Evening, Hatham.
Reginald?
I can't tell you how happy I was to hear they'd mounted the car. Have you seen it before?
The lawyer believes the divine, and the statesman, because he's so great, thinks he's trade.
Once, my father brought me here as a child. Though I remember little of it. I don't suppose tonight will afford me the luxury of a proper viewing either.
It's an honest employment. So is mine. Like me too, he acts in a double capacity, both against roads and for them. For 'tis but fitting that
No, I'm afraid it won't.
Since we live by 'em.
So, Black Mall, that sick word of trial
On to
comes
business,
in the
then.
afternoon, and she hopes
Do you see him?
matters so as to bring her off.
As the wench is very active and industrious, you may satisfy that I'll soften the evidence.
Tom Gag, sir, is found guilty.
A lazy dog! When I took him the time before, I told him what it would come to if he did not lift his hand. This is death without reprieve. I may venture to book you. For Tom Gag, £40. Let Betty Sly know I'll save her from the transportation, or I can get more by her staying in England.
Betty hath brought more goods into our locked year than any five of the gang. And in truth, 'tis a pity to lose so good a customer.
If none of the gang take her off, she may, in the common course of business, live her 12 months longer. I love to let women escape. A good sportsman always lets the end partridges fly, because the breed of the game depends on them. Besides, here the law allows us no reward. There's nothing to be got by the death of women, except our wives.
Without dispute, she is a fine woman. 'Twas to her I was obliged for my...
For Tom Gag, £40. Let Betty Sly know I'll save her from the transportation, or I can get more by her staying in England.
Betty hath brought more
He's seated
goods
in one of the
into our
boxes
locked
above.
year than any five of the gang. And in
The
truth,
stairs are
'tis a pity
watched.
to lose so
We'll need
good
to
a
find
customer.
another way up.
If none of the gang take her off, she may, in the common course of business, live her 12 months longer. I love to let women escape. A good sportsman always
already
lets
have.
the end partridges fly, because the breed of the game depends on them. Besides, here the law allows us no reward. There's nothing to be got by the death of women, except our wives.
Without dispute, she is a fine woman. 'Twas to her I was obliged for my education. And to say a bold word, she hath trained up more young fellows to the business than the gaming table.
Truly, Filch, thy observation is right. We and the surgeons are more beholden to women than all the professions besides.
Sir, Black Mall, that sick word of trial comes on in the afternoon.
1,000 pardons.
And she hopes you will order matters so as to bring her off.
My apologies.
Very active and industrious. You may
So
satisfy
sorry.
that I'll soften the evidence.
Tom Gag, sir, is found guilty.
A lazy dog! When I took him the time before, I told him what it would come to if he did not mend his hand. This is death without reprieve. I may venture to book you. For Tom Gag, £40. Let Betty Sly know I'll save her from the transportation, so I can get more by her staying in England.
Betty hath brought more goods into our locked year than any five of the gang. And in truth, 'tis a pity to lose so good a customer.
If none of the gang take her off, she may, in the common course of business, live her 12 months longer. I love to let women escape. A good sportsman always lets the end partridges fly, because the breed of the game depends on them. Besides, here the law allows us no reward. There's nothing to be got by the death of women, except our wives.
Without dispute, she is a fine woman. 'Twas to her I was obliged for my education. And to say a bold word, she hath trained up more young fellows to the business than the gaming table.
Truly, Milch, thine observation is right. We in the surgeons are more beholden to women than all the professions beside.
Sir, Black Mall hath sent word of trial comes on in the afternoon, and she hopes you will order matters so as to bring her on.
As the wench is very active and industrious, you may satisfy that I'll soften the evidence.
Tom Gag, sir, is found guilty.
A lazy dog! When I took him the time before, I told him what would come to if he did not bend his hand. This is death without reprieve. I may venture to book him. Poor Tom Gag. £40. Let Betty Sly know I'll save her from transportation. I can get more by her staying in.
Betty hath dropped more goods into our locket here than any five of the gang. And in truth, it's a informers answered you, says all mankind. My girl towards our weakling arms. A very nice indeed, when both she's gone. She tricks us of our money with our hearts. Informers answered you, says all mankind. My girl, we first were taught the weakling arms. A very nice indeed, when both she's gone. She tricks up like law, our one by time. And nothing must be beaten to our hearts.
But make haste and you get boy, and let me friends know what I intend. For I love to make them easy one way or other.
When a gentleman is long kept in suspense, penitence may break his spirit ever after. Besides, he gives a man a good air upon his trial, and makes him risk another without fear or scruple. But all away, for 'tis a pleasure to be the messenger of comfort to friends in affliction.
But 'tis now high time to look about me for a decent execution against next session. I ain't a lazy rogue by whom one can get nothing till he's hanged. A register of the gang. Crook-fingered Jack. A year and a half in the service. Let me see how much the stock owes to his industry. 1, 2, 3.
I've got a bit of stage fright.
5 gold watches and 7 silver ones. A mighty clean-handed fellow. 16 snuff boxes, 5 of them true gold, 6 dozen of handkerchiefs, 4 silver elfin swords, half a dozen of shirts, 3 tie periwigs, and a piece of broadcloth. Considering these are only the fruits of his leisure hours, I don't know a prettier fellow. But no man alive hath a more engaging presence of mind upon the road. What dreary, alias Brown Will, an irregular dog, who has an underhanded way of disposing of his goods. I'll try him only for a session or 2 longer upon his good behaviour. Harry Paddington, a poor petty larceny rascal, without the least genius. That fellow, though he were to live these 6 months, will never come to the gallows for any credit. Sam, he goes up next session. For the villain hath the impudence to have views of following his trade as a tailor, which he calls an honest employment.
Jeremy's really burning up the boards tonight.
Listed not above a month ago. A promising, sturdy fellow, and diligent in his way. Somewhat too bold and hasty, and may raise good contributions upon the public, if he does not cut himself short by murder. Tom Tipple. A guzzling, soaking sot. Who's always too drunk to stand himself or to make others stand. A cot is absolutely necessary for him. Robbing a bag shot, alias Gorgon, alias Fluff Bob, alias Carbuncle, alias Bob Booty.
What of Bob Booty, husband? I hope nothing bad has betided him. You know, my dear, he's a favourite customer of mine. Pussy made me a present of this ring.
I've set his name down in the blacklist. That's all, my dear.
You should have come to me. We would have found another way. Yes. But then you would have known. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. As am I.
Come on, please!
That man there! Seize him! The man was killed! I've done no wrong! I swear it!
Oh, my!
Any weapons?
I beg your pardon. Did you notice anyone suspicious coming from that group? No pushing, please!
You don't know who it is.
Peace, friends! There is no danger! We must have order! Peace, friends! There is no danger!
It happened right in that
What are those men doing in there? I'm scared. Peace, friends! There is no danger!
Hey!
And how was the opera?
Rather dull, truth be told.
Shall we be off then?
Aye. To Fleet and Bride.
By your command.
Fascinating. Gentlemen, I hold in my hand a key, and if this book is to be believed, it will open the doors of a storehouse built by those who came before.
Ah, yes. Those who ruled, reigned, and vanished from the world. Do we know what it is that will be held within?
It could contain certain knowledge, perhaps a weapon, or something as yet unknown, unfathomable in its construction and purpose. It could be any of these things, or none of them. They are still an enigma, these precursors. But of one thing I am certain. Whatever waits behind those doors shall prove a great boon to us all.
Or our enemies, should they find it first.
They won't. You've seen to that.
I assume you know where this storehouse is?
Ah, Mr. Harrison.
Gentlemen.
How fare your calculations?
I believe the site lies somewhere within this region.
That's a lot of ground to cover.
My apologies. Were that I could be more accurate.
That's all right. It suffices for a start. And that is why we've called you here, Master Kenway. We'd like for you to travel to America, locate the storehouse, and take possession of its contents.
I'm yours to command, although a job of this magnitude will require more than just myself.
Of course. Upon this paper are the names of 5 men sympathetic to our cause. Each is also uniquely suited to aid you in your endeavor. With them at your side, you will want for nothing.
Well, then I'd best be on my way.
I knew our faith in you was not misplaced. We've booked you passage to Boston. Your ship leaves at dawn.